are still actually in the boat, but as they see this slab getting lifted up, about 6 of them do a similar detail, a backward roll into the water. This is how like scuba divers do it. Backwards roll into the water to both make space and clear weight. Just you guys just see them plunge themselves into the water. As you guys hit the water's actual surface, you guys begin climbing into the boat. And who helps Ruhan here? Varric helps Ruhan try to get the slab into the thing.
Is there any way to set up like a pulley system to make this any bit easier?
No.
Yeah, can I try and like
levitate leverage off of? Oh, levitate.
Yeah, I could maybe try and levitate part of it, maybe, because I've got a weight limit, haven't I, for it? So.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah,
a thing.
500 pounds.
Yeah, I think it's like 500 pounds or something, isn't it, for levitate?
Yeah, the smoke can levitate a target up to that weighs up to 500 pounds.
How would that take 500 pounds of weight off of something?
Because it's an object and not like a creature. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Yeah. Okay.
I will assist in what way after I have safely put Ruhan's weapons in the boat.
Put them in a place where it won't get crushed by the slab. So yeah, you guys begin working together as a number of you going into the boat itself to upend it. Ruhan's the one pushing it from the bottom. Fia, you cast levitate on just to make the whole entire process easier and lighter, stuff like that.
I imagine Korik is just gonna, hang on the opposite side of the boat, putting his feet on the outside hull and just lean for counterweight.
Yeah, it makes sense. Just lean into it. You guys eventually manage to, quote-unquote, flip it into the boat, where you can see immediately just sinks a good bit into the water. Doesn't sink,
but it goes down.
Doesn't fully sink. It does go down into the water.
Okay, we should be fine. Just
as long as we don't capsize, I'm good. Ow.
You guys put your own weight into the boat itself. Once more, it descends deeper into the water, but doesn't sink or capsize or anything that would cause it to have a catastrophic failure now of all times. The acquisition agents that leapt out of the boat, rolled out of the boat rather, are basically going to form a defensive detail around the boat itself underwater, forming this diamond formation around it. The 2 remaining agents in it begin manning its quote-unquote, manning their post, quote-unquote, as such as it is, basically a sail and rudder, and a magical apparatus affixed to the mast itself.
I remove the rebreather and take a deep breath.
Oh, yeah.
Abigail follows suit.
Just let that sea air hit your face.
Vic spits out some water. Lorelei just is looking around at the stars and the moon above. You guys begin coasting through the water towards an island in the distance. Not close, but not too far.
You know the thing you do when someone's driving, you stick your arm out the window and do like the hand wave thing?
You do that with the water?
Yes.
As the boat is coasting, you dip your hand into the lip of its wake. Just idly, calmly. You feel a sensation in your mind. Not a nagging one, but an urgent one. Not a lot. Just at the back of your mind.
Okay. It's like a ping, like it's a message on a phone thing. I'm just like
a ping, yeah. It's accompanied by a feeling of lethargy, of sleep, tiredness.
She'll remember that for later.
10, 20, 30 minutes pass, becoming 40. You guys don't go directly, like, to the... or you guys... Let me rephrase this. You guys are quote unquote sailing directly to the island, but you don't land at the closest possible direct point. You guys do have to curve around it a little bit to the left. The island itself is heavily comprised of headlands, which is a very weird thing to see for an island in the middle of nowhere. Surely some sort of erosion would have caused it to, quote unquote, even out. But none. In between two headlands, a crack, a breach, a rift, forming its own cove, its own bay. That's where you guys are taken. There's actually a I forgot what the Greek city was, but there was an actual city like this. Had a hell of a trade thing because they desperately needed it. They had no farmlands. I forgot which one it was though. But yeah, you guys are taken to what looks like an entirely fortified defensive compound set up both on this coast, this little cove here, as well as on the tops of the headland that are surrounded. What's up?
It's Argus, right? Argos?
Argos, I believe so. Let me double check. Argos, I believe, had a big problem with not being able to be accessed by places. I believe it is Argos, yep. Yep, surrounded by hills and everything. There we go, some history there. But yeah, you guys are taken in. There is even like a quote-unquote perimeter set up in the water. Not like there's towers and fort walls and stuff like that, but there is some wards set up. And now I'm gonna change the music to. I know this is your nostalgia, but I think you'll be okay with the thing I changed the music to. Nonetheless, it's an old favorite of ours. Okay, just skipped to the same song again. So they didn't turn the repeat on. There we go. Oh, hail Oleo's Ascension. You guys are taken to a port. A dock, rather, set up here. Waiting there are a number of similarly uniformed and equipped troops, as well as a figure who stands chief amongst them. It's like a Mulan where they volunteer someone, aka they all take a step backwards to look like they volunteered. It's not like that, except there's no gap here. Hawkish mask, alchemically treated attire. You guys hear whatever magical apparatus is affixed to the mask get disabled by one of the agents. The other agent looks to you, Ruhan, and says, "Don't worry, sir. We'll get this thing landside ourselves. You guys get some rest." He says this as the remaining 8 acquisition agents who have been keeping pace. The boat hasn't been going super fast. Have been keeping pace. Begin ascending up and onto the dock, like some sort of. If we're going to use military equivalents, I think they're called the Jaeger Corps, the Norwegian, Swedish special ops team. They're also called the Frogmen. So. Duly so.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. So they begin pulling themselves onto the dock, climbing ladders of it. Shaking off the water from their gear. You guys get inside. Talk to the boss.
Holds onto it. He's like, right, well, thank you. But then, doesn't let it go. Abigail grabs your arm that's clutching it. Johan. Oh.
It's alright.
Yep.
It's okay. We can trust them.
Sorry about that. He starts walking. I didn't realize I was still holding it.
Is that precious to you? Something from earlier times, perhaps?
I don't know, but I saw something that looked very familiar.
She looks upon the ruins upon your equipment. Something like those. She points out. We'll say the hill ruin.
Yeah, so the Hell Rune is like it's almost like drawn in with clay painting. And it's very, very primitive looking.
And yet it stays through all your time. Magically
It's-
enchanted.
It was incredibly beautiful. Like nothing I've ever seen.
Well, I promise you this will be the place to research it.
Yeah, I
He
think
says-
at this point he like finally like looks up and like sees where he is. Like he's been in a daze for the last few minutes. Oh,
Red gives you a tap on the leg. Hey, big guy. Feel free to take the rebreather off.
oh! When did we get on land?
You were not kidding when you said the drink thing.
You pop out the rebreather. Breath of fresh air. A breath of air in general, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we?
Are you alright, Ruan?
Yes, no, I'm fine. Where are we again?
Don't technically know.
You guys are walking down the dock at this, like, just descending down as you guys are talking. You guys look around.
Is this perhaps the what's it called? The island that's the halfway point? Maybe.
You ask the group. None of you really know. Not Lorelei,
Best
Abigail,
guess.
Varric, they don't know.
Halfway point?
Yeah, remember there was
What?
there was
Abigail
that
mentioned it earlier.
communication hub, wasn't there, for the town? I seem to remember.
Yeah, it's being crunchy
that
on
one.
sand as you leave the dock itself.
There was a name for it, and I've completely forgotten.
That's not the halfway point.
No. I mean, it's the only island I really know of.
The figure says, "Welcome to Ireland." He taps his pipe against his chin, thinking for a moment. JE2W-ISOD-3. Or as the troops here call it, BreakPoint.
BreakPoint, I'll probably remember.
Abigail rushes past all of you to this figure. She is like sprinting at him, going for a hug, and then he sidesteps her, grabs her by the arm, spins her around, chucks her back the way, the same direction she came in from. Grabs a towel, grabs a towel from one of the nearby troops, and just flings it at her face. You should dry off first, girl.
Connor the boss.
Can I do inside?
Con!
Can I try to inside check Abigail to see if she knew she was wet and she was trying to get him wet?
Roll on side.
I don't think I would have the guidance from her.
Nah, you don't know.
The idea crosses my mind. Irrelevant. I drive myself off and press digitation.
Oh, that's right. Somebody got magic. Well, the towels will be good for keeping warm. Breeze chills you to the bone. As he says, it's like a breeze rolls from the gap in the wall, essentially. The rift, the breach, through the headland itself, I believe. Probably inland. Probably. Also, I realized it didn't turn on repeat.
Yeah, I was like, wait, am I tripping or am I not hearing
That's
this?
what just
I
stops.
said I put repeat one or on, not repeat one, which is whatever. But anyways,
I was actually like adjusting the volume just at that second.
Well played.
hopefully I didn't spook you. Abigail, like, puts the towel just on top of her head, begins prestidigitating herself dry, and then wraps it around herself as like a, like you would when you go to the beach or something. You keep warm. Everyone, this is my older brother. You hear a scoff from him. Connor Tavish. He just nods all of you. Puffs out some smoke from his pipe. Welcome to BreakPoint. You guys alright?
Oh, better now, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Nicer to be on land, so.
We might have heard Goddess of Philosor knocking at the door a couple of times. We're all here, alive and intact. Connor looks at all of you intently. I reckon all of you have been draining your willpower, as well as using a number of magical, divine, or alchemical things to stay alive, eh?
Not at that.
Nods. Yeah.
Yep, same.
If we're in a hurry, I'd patch you up with some of my own concoctions, but like this weary look flashing across his face. But you guys are in a safe place now, so I think the proper old school way of rest will have to do.
Are you a physician of sorts?
You know, he thinks on how to respond to that, but Abigail cuts him off. Connor's a maestro of alchemy, best in the world, and perhaps other worlds. He shakes his head at the compliments.
And apparently humble.
Yeah,
I'm just a hero.
Ruhan pushes Fia and Korik forward. These two, Varric and Abigail, all died, but were able to come back. You might want to inspect them just to make sure everything's okay.
I mean, Abigail's fine. I already did inspections when she got brought back. The rest of you, though, we can look at later.
To be fair, I think she got brought back a bit different. Well, different method.
But first, he looks over at a soldier who's holding a tray of drinks. Being healed physically is one thing. He begins handing you all a drink. Being healed in the mind is a different sort. If any of you require it, he points out another soldier way down the line who's dressed slightly differently. Religious and spiritual advice is there as well.
The sips drink.
Yeah, just big
Spice
gulp.
wine. Spice wine.
Oh, okay.
I told you to come in. That's why.
Sips drink more, because delicious alcohol.
Okay.
Hot spiced wine.
Ooh. In that case, huge gulp.
It warms your heart and your soul, truly. Oh, my apologies. He goes over to Lorelei, does a quaintly flourishing bow. Princess, welcome to BreakPoint. Oh, she looks at the rest of you unsure of where the social statusing of this person is. She doesn't know who this guy is. Or anything about his title.
Shrug. I just do the hand roll of go with it. Just
she
match.
She sets this mug, this tankard of spice wine down on the sand and then does a bow herself in a similarly more flourishing manner. It's a pleasure and honor. Thank you for helping us. You can thank her for that. He points at Abigail with his pipe. Pain in the ass. Love you too. He rolls his eyes. Now then, he goes over to Varric and just looks him up and down. Varric sort of dwindles at this. So you're the lad. I assume I am. He looks at Abigail, looks back at Varric. I can see it. He just turns on his heel and walks away.
Really?
Varric looks at Abigail confused, and she just shrugs. Connor, where's Catalina? She went back to the colonies. Really?
Is she
Aye.
bored of sitting around here?
I imagine we would have gotten to that point later than this. No, she has her own romantic relations and responsibilities to deal with.
Oh,
She
good for
does. Connor doesn't respond to that, but continues walking back to the troop line. Welcome to BreakPoint, all of you. This place is defended, manned, and dutifully held by the Maestro Acquisition Forces, as outsiders might know it. Since you're here in certain circumstances and just to get it fucking over with. They're called Venkoshi internally.
That's an interesting name.
It's an old name. I will type it for you, don't worry. Venkoshi.
I wasn't even in the fucking same time zone as
Yeah.
that spelling.
I got the V right.
Good job.
I love the pride you said it with too.
I got the V right. Yeah.
I take what I can get.
You got to. You got to get the win. By chance, do you have any Nevrosi around here?
There is an eyebrow. The Nevros E.
Assimilated? Did I say it wrong?
There's some Nevros forces. Some Nevros troops. Why?
Just curious. I had a curiosity I needed to engage in a dialogue with them about.
I can help with that as well. I am well versed in the culture. But we can talk about that later. There's a barracks I cleared out for all of you. And also, the mess hall has been riled for supper late in the night. Head over to the mess hall. I need to make some calls, so to speak. Particularly back to Tudefivas Bay. Anything you want me to tell them? I imagine they're dying to hear some news from you.
I
There's a
mean,
joke about dying somewhere in there, but I can't find it.
where do we even start? Really?
We're alive.
We have built a good reputation with the crown, specifically the princess.
Well, at least the second part's true. He says, looking at Cork.
Yeah. Would they?
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Do you think is there is there a sending apparatus there? Perhaps that you could someone who's been in contact with the aquatic elves that might relay a message on our behalf.
I could try asking. I think you guys are more versed in the situation at Tudefivas Bay than I, though. We were in a hurry through the place. Oh! We could try asking Jessie.
Oh yeah, that's responsibility. But I think she'd probably do it for us.
Well, here's hoping.
At the very least, her relationship with Lena would probably help find a passageway.
Oh,
Yeah.
if there's a will, there's a way. Pardon me asking, but how? I'm turning my attention towards Connor. How do you prefer to be addressed?
Just Connor would be fine. I'm not a fan of honorifics. Even though he has, like, a bunch of titles, but yes. Abigail remarks under her breath.
Huh.
Humility is a very sought-after trait.
Well, in that case, Connor, please allow me to extend a most sincere thank you. As you can
He holds
tell,
up my hand.
we're in a state.
It's fine.
Yes. This is definitely a much needed break from the water.
I imagine. Nonetheless, I'll start sending. He like rolls his pipe, like trying to properly just like think of a way to describe it. Your reports back to this Jesse.
Since, if you could think of a better way to say we haven't completely screwed it up yet.
Please.
Varric is like,
Yeah, I mean,
I think work in
yes.
progress is good.
we've
You're
got
not-
one
you're not
royal
wrong.
on our side, right? Sort
And
of,
two, that
maybe.
would very much... Yeah, what? I'm just gonna drink my drink.
Yeah.
I'll think of something. But he points at a building over yonder in the compound. That's the mess hall. Why don't you guys get supper? I'll be talking to you shortly. He walks off, and the team follow after him.
I'm definitely gonna get food. Okay.
Oh yeah, that is calling my name.
Agreed. I just want something warm. Lorelei remarks.
Yes. Yes, I do.
It is colder out here, weirdly enough.
Yeah, the wind does
Water.
tend to sap the heat right out of you.
Sea air especially.
Also, I don't know what I expected of that guy, but that was nice. That was nice.
He
He's very
is
nice.
rather great, yes. Distant, though, but he still cares in his own way.
I know, I liked him. Anyway, food.
Also, that turnaround thing with the towel, that was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
He is very fast. Deceptively so for how sleepy he always looks.
Yes, it
You guys
appears
go over
that
to
maybe
this
you have a different level of affection for each other.
Maybe. Was always closer with Catalina. Connor has... He comes and goes back when I was little. Came and went, rather.
Mm-hmm. You called him your brother, right?
Mm-hmm. My older brother.
Oh, is that by blood or just... I don't know how to call it.
He doesn't answer at that.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll just-
Family is family, Fia.
The rules by any
That's
other
it.
game.
That is, I suppose.
You guys
It's hard
enter
to think of
into
a
the
joke.
supper, or the mess hall for supper. There is like a skeleton cook staff cooking some stuff up. Other than that, it's just you guys amidst a bunch of empty tables and benches.
Sure. Can Rose just start, like, find a table and start, like, taking off bits and
Oh,
pieces of our armor?
The
Yeah,
biggest
sure.
difference between a pew and a bench is if it has
back.
a back support.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Mm.
I was like, yeah, not a pube. I'm imagining like straight up, like this is like this is like a mess hall of like the army. So there's not really chairs. There's probably like benches that are attached to the table itself.
Oh yeah.
It's the stuff you find in elementary school and middle school and high school and all that. Anyways, though,
What's back support, am I right?
the cooks just begin laying out. Again, this is a mess hall. It's not like anything I'm trying to misnomer with. It is a mess hall, so they begin setting out these trays of food. Present here is the part you're waiting for: fried rice with Sensagian sausage, eggs and diced carrots and peas and stuff like that. I can make this at home right now if I have rice. I think I have rice.
I don't think the rice is the thing stopping you from making it.
hey, man! You don't even notice the carrots and peas. The eggs.
think it's-
Eggs.
I think it's the you that's stopping you from making.
Maybe the fact that I have to GM right now. Following after this is a tray of lemon butter chicken, followed thereafter by potato croquettes, followed thereafter by a Keplandic stew. If we're using real world equivalents, this is a Brunswick stew, so a tomato based stew made of venison.
Norman begins like taking off his armor.
I imagine you all do. just
Yeah.
Yeah, just get this shit off.
You guys have like a bunch of tables, so like you guys can have your own table of equipment if you wanted to. That's how many tables are in here, and the fact that no one else in here.
From the bag of holding, I take out, my actual clothes and put on a shirt.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine Fia's just sort of like just taking off her coat and everything and just kind of like fingering
Laying
through
it
her
out.
hair or something.
Man,
Yeah.
Did you fingering through? Anyways.
Fingering through.
Through the hair, okay? That's not dirty, alright?
Depends
At
where the
the
hair is.
end of the series of trays of food is a little bin of candy. This sort of opaque pale green candy. It's like a rock candy sort of, except smooth.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
let's
start
hear
with
plumes.
that one. Wait, no, should save that for afterwards so you don't spoil your appetite.
It's like old school candy, so it's like pulled like sugar essentially. So it is covered in like this sort of powdery, dust, I guess, like some sort of flour or something like that to prevent it from sticking to everything or each other, stuff like that. Yeah, you guys begin helping yourselves to the fixins of fried rice, stew, chicken, croquettes, the works.
Ruhan like sits across from Cork in this situation.
Here, I don't think this is desperately important, but
Table sitting.
Yeah, it's just over here. Oh, I should clear this map first of all. But yeah, keep going.
And he takes off the belt and sort of sits it on the table between them. And just locks eyes with them.
Something on your mind, Ron?
I challenge
Eating contest. Eating contest.
Oh, okay.
Actual eating contest. Yeah, you guys just put your tokens on here.
Oh, come on. There we go. That doesn't go away.
Why did I pop up Discord and not?
Or actually, wait, if it's real.
There you
Get
go.
out of there.
Just
I sit on Beric.
prove dominance, crush him under your weight.
So, are you betting the belt of giant strength in a food eating contest? You really are a hella giant by heart, aren't you? Lorelai looks between the two of you confusedly.
Look between the two of us confusedly.
Varric is just eating, just downing food. But here's the thing. None of this food is hard to make at all. Like, I can make any of this, like, to a decent, genuine quality. But that's not the point of it.
Comfort food. Hell yeah.
The point of it is it's comfort food, it's hot food, and it's land-based food, not sea food-based.
We're not eating 50 pounds of lobster because it's the only thing we have.
What's sorry, Ron, I'm a bit for a loss of word. What is this?
It's a challenge. Me versus you.
Okay. Why? What for?
Abigail leans, looking at this showdown, I guess.
Rose is just like sitting there excitedly waiting with like half a piece of chicken sticking out of her mouth.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean,
Message is important.
Yeah, just would like.
Very important.
That's why.
You are known to have a heavy appetite.
Perhaps I do.
And thus I must best you.
Okay. All right, let's do this.
Really having a pretty good time.
Alan.
Oh, and here. Is there like some jelly or some gravy or something like that?
There is the quote unquote gravy-esque sauce that accompanies the lemon butter chicken. There is condiments at the buffet quote unquote lineup there. The sort of condiments. There is jelly there if you so wish it.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'll grab some some ketchup like stuff. Some red sauce.
There is hot sauce there. I am of the firm belief that any soldiering force requires condiments. Help save lives up.
Yeah, that's a fact.
ketchup of a tomato or mushroom variety, different sorts of degrees of spiciness, hot sauce. If we want to go real full Asian, which honestly this force would have, sriracha sauce. Yeah. Also, look at my cat. He's so sleepy. But yeah. There's a number of condiments there.
Okay. He grabs some and he draws this symbol, like a question mark with a line and 3 dots on it, on his cheek.
You're painting. Are you painting the fucking hog rune? You guys can see what the rune looks like if you go look at the giant runes thing we have pinned in the Wayfarer's Fork chat. The hog rune. Or hill rune. You're actually fucking painting the hill rune on your cheeks to eat better.
And I reach over and try to do it to Korik.
I'll lean forward.
Is this surface custom? No. Oh.
Sometimes,
why-
yes.
No.
On occasion.
Okay.
It is now.
Accurate answer.
Fair enough. Is this what we're gonna do during our post near-death experiences?
I think it's a pretty good way to spend it.
Literally only have 10 gold. Hey, you could double it if you bet all of it. Or lose all of it.
Possibly, yep.
While you two are doing that, can I see the items? The ones we got from the arena.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, we should probably be responsible and figure that out.
Well, I'm just curious if any of them are cursed or not.
You worry about that.
Yeah, let's make sure that's not a thing before we pick it.
Yeah, give it to her, let them figure it out, we're gonna watch the show.
Yes.
You guys give it to her. She then gives it to Bear. Here you go, love. He just blinks, like eating like some stew, like bowl up to his face. Yeah. You're truly the more proactive of us, love. Just curious. All right, give me a bit. I'm still eating though. No, that's fine. Don't worry, we'll be entertained with this. And she gestures at Korik and Ruan. Oh, did the music go out again?
Yes.
Oh, bro.
Unfortunately.
Bro, that's why. Keeps doing that, by the way. I don't know why. Story sucks. Bye.